Just wanted to say once again to the world out there, please keep watching TVSB. Watch it on the internet, on your computer at home, www.tvsb.tv/forward/voice, VOICE. Go on there on Sundays at 10 p.m., Saturdays at 3 p.m., Mondays at 11 a.m. and Wednesday at 12 noon. And any of you musicians, performers, actors, entrepreneurs, please, give Janet a call, give Janet an email, give us a call. Let us put you on the show. Let everybody out there see how talented you are so that you can enjoy your life as an entrepreneur and an individual artist. So I'm going to sign off right now. Hope you do enjoy this month's Mini Woodstock Festival, and keep watching, everybody, okay? All right, bye-bye for now from Goleta in California at the Dream Machine USA. Bye-bye for now. Hey everybody, you're at the Mini Woodstock Festival in Santa Barbara, California. Yes, this is the show where Foreave Stars International shine. It's for entrepreneurs in the entertainment field. And tonight we have some great guests for you, so keep tuned. Here we go at the Dream Machine USA. Telling you, lift your glasses, get all your hors d'oeuvres ready, because we're gonna have fun tonight. You're at the Dream Machine USA at ABG Studios and our TV studios, Mini Woodstock Festival. So join us, have fun tonight. We've got some great guests for you. Yay! Keep tuned, everybody.
And here's Lucy Looker, yeah.
Well, hello everybody. You're at the Mini Woodstock Festival. Yes, we are at another wonderful month where we're going to interview an entrepreneur. And as you know, I'm Lucy Looker, the Foreave Stars reporter. And this lady today, she is with the US bands, including Co-op. She's the star of her own life. She's an entrepreneur, and everybody knows that when you're an entrepreneur, you have a wonderful life doing all the creative things that you want to do with your life. So without any further ado, get your glasses, get your hors d'oeuvres, and sit down and have a wonderful Mini Woodstock Festival for this month. So, hello to Macy Berlin.
Hello.
Tell us about where you were born, your family, and just everything about you, and why did you want to be an entrepreneur? And then we'll get into your business, and you can tell us all about, because I know it's a non-profit business, so it's very exciting. So tell us all about yourself, Macy.
Okay, well, my gosh, I am a Southern California girl. I was born just outside of Los Angeles. I grew up in Palos Verdes, California. Although I traveled around when I was very, very small. I lived in New Jersey and Chicago. My father is from small Manhattan. They call it the Little Apple. It's in Kansas, not the Manhattan in New York.
Oh.
And he was able to handle any type of weather, but my mom is like me. She is Southern California through and through. So they brought us back, and Santa Barbara is the farthest up the coast I've ever gone.
So you said you had like a sister?
I have a brother. I have one older brother. I'm the baby.
You're the baby.
I have one older brother, and just the four of us.
Wow, I know. I have three older brothers and an older sister.
Oh my gosh.
I was the baby though. So tell me, when did you come to Santa Barbara?
I came to Santa Barbara almost 9 years ago. I came for college for my undergrad to UCSB. I was 18 years old, and it was a beach town and very similar to what I knew, and lots of pretty people, and that was it. I haven't left.
You just got stuck here.
I got stuck.
I think everybody
fell into the trap.
Yeah, everybody gets stuck in Santa Barbara.
It's a great place.
Everybody, you can't help but love it.
I know.
And I know that you have a poster, so we can see all about it. When did the idea come about being an entrepreneur, like being independently, you know, an individual that just works on their own dreams? This obviously was a dream, is that right?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the best description that I have for it. You know, it's so funny to even just hear the word entrepreneur, because I don't always see myself as that. It's kind of just knowing what you want to do and going for it. But really, the idea of Heal came, I think I really had it. I unfortunately had, once I got into college, some losses in my life. I lost friends very suddenly, and
they passed?
They passed, yeah. I mean,
goodness.
just really unexpectedly, tragic accidents, and I saw myself and people close to me kind of deal with it in very different ways. And I realized that it was so easy to go through something hard and deal with it in a destructive manner, whether that's drugs and alcohol, violence, kind of falling into a depression. And the, you know, kind of brainchild of Heal was born to prevent and provide resources and help organizations give people an outlet, you know, instead of these destructive paths.
Wow, so explain a little bit more. The actual Heal is spelled H-E-E.
Right.
A-L. And so explain what those letters mean.
So Heal is hope through exercise, energy, and art for life.
Wow.
And it's kind of just the idea that physical and creative outlets are life-changing and almost a savior for a lot of people. You know, if you can find something physical or creative to look at, then maybe that's something that you become passionate about, and maybe that's something that saves you from getting involved in a worse idea.
Wow. And so when did you actually start this Heal?
So I started scribbling acronyms in a notebook when I was 22, I think the very beginning of 2009. Yeah.
I know that it's very important to write it down and do a plan. I mean, I always say that because I have stuff up on the wall all the time, that I actually was doing that. I was like mapping.
Totally.
You know, I mean, I had Jackie Rucker on, and she was explaining how important that really is to really map the idea out and so on. So how, if somebody else, I mean, yours is a non-profit organization, and I have people on here all the time that are entrepreneurs that it isn't non-profit, but for somebody that really had an idea, and how would they go about making it into a non-profit? How does that work? Can you share that?
Yeah, my gosh, absolutely.
Yes,
yeah,
you've done it.
I know. Well, and I definitely had the help of just a fantastic team. I couldn't have done it without them. It is not easy. There are so many legalities involved in starting a nonprofit, especially a 501c3, which is a public nonprofit. But really, you start by getting incorporated into the state of California, which is the exact same process as a for-profit business. And everything really goes along the same lines. You map out a business plan, you go through the government, and you have to provide documentation that says nobody personally is benefiting from the funds that we're raising. That doesn't mean nobody's getting paid for what money is coming in. It means there aren't any shareholders. Everybody involved is in it for equity of good, not equity of funds distributed. And they have organizations, they have watchdog organizations that look over nonprofits to make sure that they're staying on top of it. Because a lot of people think, oh, well, maybe we can just skate through, you know, and not be seen with how we're allocating our funds by calling ourselves a nonprofit. It takes about 6 to 9 months to actually become a recognized nonprofit. Maybe more, maybe less, depending on who's helping you. We had a fantastic lawyer that was able to go into the nonprofit legal system and really get us through everything. But it's a longer process.
So you really wanted it to be in the nonprofit realm, in what is it, the 501c3?
Yeah.
Because even TVSB is that.
Right.
I know that if a person helps out that nonprofit organization or donates money, they're able to claim that as an exempt on their taxes, right?
Yep.
That's right. So that's one of the reasons, I guess, it's good to have a 501c3 so that people can actually use that against their taxes and start thinking about donating to HEAL.
Absolutely, yes. We always accept donations, and it's very, you know, a lot of businesses and private donors use it on their taxes. It's a great write-off. Time, services, money, everything can be deducted on your taxes. Personally, I use it as well, and it is one of the benefits of being a nonprofit. That's usually something that we can offer when we're asking for money, which as a nonprofit, you ask for money quite a bit.
Of course. So how do you live, though? I mean, do you get paid by your company?
No, I have.
How does that work?
Yeah, I do not work for HEAL. So I don't collect any money from HEAL. I have a fabulous team that is the brains behind everything, but I do have a working full-time job to kind of stay afloat until everything becomes big.
I see. So in other words, so it's like your brainchild. So this is your dream. This is, and then it's the same thing that I've been doing with Foreave Stars ever since it began. I looked at the non-profit, but I always call it not-for-profit. I mean, there's times when I've, organized festivals and I've sold tickets and things like that.
Yeah.
And, but I always make sure I pay, the musicians or whoever, I mean, or Janet does. But anyway, so if somebody, so give us a little story or a scenario, okay? Here, somebody is hurting through losing a loved one through a car accident.
Right.
And they've, as you said, they've used drugs or alcohol to numb the pain. And what happens then? Does the family go, oh my gosh, there's this organization called HEAL. Let's get in touch with HEAL and see what HEAL could do with our daughter or our son or our husband or our wives who are suffering over the death of their child that was suddenly whipped away from them, and they're just going down a destructive path of drinking or doing drugs. How does HEAL work?
So certainly eventually I think that would be wonderful for an organization to exist where somebody goes through a tragedy like that and there is one person to call, one organization to call. What HEAL does is we actually seek, fund, and promote other organizations who offer services that involve exercise, energy, art through therapy. And when I say therapy, it can be any type of therapeutic program, movement, activity. So for example, Notes for Notes was somebody that we got involved with, and they provide music for youth in the community. And we consider ourselves almost the bookends of tragedy, a preventative and a reactive organization. So on one end, if somebody's providing music to youth, we're considering that preventative. Okay, now I'm into music. I'm looking at something that's going to be absolutely fantastic for me to fall back on if and when something happens. An organization such as Pathway House, which is actually located in Northern California, they're dealing with veterans that are coming back from the Middle East that have post-traumatic stress disorder. And HEAL's saying, we're interested in helping fund you to provide art, to provide exercise, to provide these therapies that are going to help these soldiers through that. So we're allowing other organizations to carry everything out, and we're funding them, we're promoting them.
Wow.
So if somebody hears about us and they say, I've gone through something, hopefully we can say, we know an organization that can help you. And in fact, we've helped them establish programs that will allow you to cope with it, or that will allow you to find something.
What's for the future for Macy?
I would absolutely love for HEAL to reach more than Santa Barbara. I would love to be able to see many populations and many areas. I'd like to see it in colleges, in high schools, in specific areas. I mean, I do have a special place in my heart for youth, but I'd like them to be able to know that HEAL is out there for everybody, and for us to be a household name. You know, you hear these big organizations, you hear the American Heart Association and the Red Cross, and certainly I think dream big, you know?
Girl. That's awesome. That means personally. I mean, this is your...
Yeah, I mean, personally, I am so fortunate that I was raised in a very loving and close family, and I still have great relationships with my family, and I would expect and hope that I could provide the same thing in the future. And
So one day there's going to be little ones.
one day there's got to be. I have to, yeah. I mean, what's the world without children?
That's true. That's true. Well, gosh, Macy, it's been just so wonderful.
Oh,
I'm
it's been
so
great.
excited that you came and that I was able to find out all about Macy. I think she's got a wonderful plan for the future, and I do believe it will go international. You are already an international star coming on the Lucy Looker segment. So we wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you very
Oh, and you know who's coming up next? It's Tutu Time. So everybody, stay tuned now. You're watching the Mini Woodstock Festival, but stay tuned because Tutu is coming up. Thanks for watching Lucy Looker. I'll see you next month. Bye-bye for now.
Oh, I just received a text. Oh my goodness, you got me with my hair all in rollers. Anyway, I'm excited because Tutu Time is about to happen, everybody. So all the boys and girls, get ready. It's Tutu Time. It's Tutu Time. It's Tutu Time for the young stars of Foreave. Tell me your goals, tell me your dreams. Tutu Time. Tell me your goals, tell me your dreams at Tutu Time. It's Tutu Time and she loves you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Tutu Time and she loves you. Yeah. Tell me your goals, tell me your dreams. You're the young stars of Foreave. Tutu Time, Tutu Time. It's Tutu Time. Everybody, I hope you've been watching the Mini Woodstock Festival because here we are at Tutu Time. Yes, we have a great star for you. You've met him before. Yes, it's Bradley Metcalf, and we're excited to have him back. And he's going to tell us some good news, what's been going on with Bradley. Hi, Bradley. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, what's happening lately? I remember the last time we met, you were doing a trashman at school, or no, the sanitation guy at school. How's that going?
Good. Tomorrow I'm going to go to Cub Scouts and go to a football game.
Oh, you're going to go to a football game, so you like sports then?
My dad likes the Raiders and I do.
Oh, your dad and you are Raider fans, are you?
Yeah, my family is.
Oh, your whole family like the Raiders. So tell me, what is it that you like about it's football, right?
And also I'm going to go to zombie camp.
Oh, zombie camp?
Zombie survival camp.
He's going to go to zombie survival camp. What does that mean?
It's a camp, it's part of Cub Scouts, and you get to shoot bow and arrows and stuff.
Oh, you get bow and arrows. And do you shoot the bow and arrow?
Yeah, at a target.
Do you like that?
I didn't get to do it yet.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, you're going to go to that. And that's with Tiger Cubs? Or is that with something else? Is that with something at school?
I think and then also I think it's part of Tiger Cubs.
Oh, it is part of Tiger Cubs. Oh, that will be fun then, huh? And do you just go with your brothers and your dad?
Yeah, and the rest of my family.
Oh, the whole family can go on these outings, can they?
Yeah.
That's fun. Okay, so is there anything else you want to tell everybody about? What about some friends?
And also, my friend Chase is in my group, my Tiger Cub group.
And his name's, what is his name?
Chase.
Chase, that's a nice name. So your friend Chase is in the Tiger Cub group? That must be nice to have a friend in the group with you.
And also my friend Joshua.
Oh, so you have 2 friends in the group. Is there a lot of you in the group?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you're doing a lot of things then, Bradley. Okay,
And
well,
also my friend Seth.
and your friend Seth. So he's got a lot of friends going on. You have a lot of things going on in your life, don't you?
And then my brothers, and then me.
Oh, that must be
and
about,
then my dad.
wow, is that about 7 people?
And then Joshua's dad is the second leader.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, anything else you want to tell us about?
I don't know anything else.
So let's say goodbye from Tutu Time, Bradley. Let's say bye-bye. Goodbye from Tutu Time. Hi, here we are at Tutu Time, and I've got a great guest for you today. Yes, I'm really excited. She's a wonderful star. This time, it's from a different school. Yes, she's a wonderful star of Tutu Time. I'm looking forward to interviewing her, and you're going to see some wonderful performance from her too. Her name is Angelina Bushnell. Is that a star's name or what? It's beautiful. And Angelina actually goes to Dos Pueblos High School. Yeah, across the road. So we're really excited. So Angelina, welcome. Thank you so much, honey, for coming. Oh my gosh, you're such a pretty girl. So tell us a little bit about yourself, you know, your family, how many brothers and sisters, all the stuff like that, and then tell me, why did you want to get involved with Color Guard?
Okay, well, I'm 17, about to turn 18 August 20th.
Wow.
Super excited, for sure. And then I have one older brother. Yeah, he just turned 20. He lives in Utah. And then I have my mother. Father's out of the picture. And then I joined Color Guard because personally, I've never made friends with girls before. And I feel in Color Guard, it is such a safe and comfortable place to be. And there's just no other sport I've ever been able to get into and get along with kids. And I found Color Guard, and I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. So yeah, it was just so open, and everyone was so happy, and we're all dancing and making fools of ourselves and being little crazy people. And it's how it should be. We're a bunch of crazy little girls running around. It's awesome.
And so how long have you been doing Color Guard?
This is my 2nd year.
So did you enjoy doing all the competitions that you have to do?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It is. Oh no, 3 years. 3 years.
3
Yeah,
years?
yeah, this will be my 3rd year.
Wow.
Yeah, no, the competitions are always a blast. It is a competitive sport, but you're not like mean to the other teams. Like, we're in the bleachers all hanging out together. Like, it's the coolest thing ever. Like, DP and San Marcos Color Guards, we're like sister guards. It's like the coolest thing, because usually you would think, oh, rival schools, that like they wouldn't like each other. But no, we're like totally.
You really love it.
Yeah, no, it's so much fun.
Yeah, I know, because some of the time we've had, because Donna Rose, as you know, she's our daughter, and she is your coach, right? And I know I've met the girls before. San Marcos have come on, the girls, and they always say that it's such a friendship, like a family.
It is. It really, like, I've never had a relationship with more than like 1 or 2 girlfriends, you know, and now I have like 10 that I'm like so close with now, you know, and especially being a captain, there's that leadership role, and they look up to you, which also feels really good, you know.
That's wonderful.
Totally, and I can teach them how to do trick hula hoop, which also feels wonderful. I've been doing trick hula hoop for 6 years, and I can teach other people how to do it, and I can show them like something that I love to do, and it's really nice.
So this coming September, when you go back to school, is that your last year at
Yeah,
high
that'll be my
school?
last year at DP. I'll be a
Oh,
senior.
Wow.
Yep.
So,
Very excited.
I know she'll find this wonderful captain, and off they go. They
Oh,
get out of high school and they graduate.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, my the other captain of the color guard, Carrie Apple, she is wonderful. She'll be captain after me, I'm sure, and she's gonna rock it. I know
she's
she
got
will.
a few more years to go.
Yeah, she has a
Wow.
couple more years. She'll be a sophomore next year, I think, and so
Wow.
she'll be captain, and she
Oh,
will
good.
rock
So
the house.
Idonna
I'm
Rose
sure.
is lucky she's
Oh,
got
yeah.
herself to. She does always get the girls are wonderful.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely.
I meet a lot of them, and they really have a lot of fun. So, if somebody wanted to be in color guard, what would you tell them out there? You know, what would you say?
Just go for it. I have experience going into it, and I just was having a great time. All you gotta do is know the counts and do the work, and have fun. Really, it's all about fun.
It's all about fun.
And family, and it's just all you gotta do is like there's off there. It doesn't have to be at a school. They have like off season, independence and all that fun stuff that you can do, or you can do it at the school, which you would sign up for marching band. Color guard usually isn't included in the name, but marching band is what you would sign up for, and then just say you want to be in color guard.
Great.
And that's it.
Oh, good. So you really encourage people to doing that
Oh,
at school.
definitely. Because, well, before I was in color guard, I wasn't doing anything. I had no extracurricular activities, and I was just sitting around, and that's boring, you know. And also, you get a whole bunch of community service for it. So there's just no reason not to.
Wonderful.
There's no reason not to.
So tell us a little bit about your future dreams, because it's obvious to me that you love to perform. So
think I'll be a performer when I get older. What I really want to do, I want to get a doctorate in psychology.
Wow.
And I want to help underprivileged teens go through their issues.
Oh, that sounds incredible. So what does that, will that entail you having to go to university? So do you have that already in your head
Well,
where you
I'm
want to go?
thinking I want to go to a city college first, so I
Right.
can get the prerequisites out of the way, because it's so expensive to do it otherwise.
Yes, that's true.
And then go to a 4-year university, because I want a doctorate in like every single little thing I can do. Go big or go home. Yeah, get it done. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, your mother must be very proud
Oh,
of you.
she is. She tells me all the time.
She does?
Yeah, I
that's
love my
wonderful.
mom.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Well-
love you, moms.
And what's your mom's name?
Danielle Holzer.
Danielle.
Yeah.
Well, hi, Danielle. You have an absolutely beautiful girl. I'm sure your mother is very good looking.
Oh, she is. My
Do
mom's
you look like her?
gorgeous.
Do you look like? Yeah, I was going to
Oh,
say.
yeah. I have a hot
Yeah.
mom. So
You
she's
have a
going to
hot
hate
mom.
me for saying that. But
That's wonderful that you say that. It's good. Is there any other subjects at school that you really love?
not really.
Not
Color
like the
guard
color
is my
guard.
favorite thing. Like I also tutor. I tutor the special ed class.
Oh, nice.
So that I really enjoy. It's just very fulfilling to help people, and then to have the teacher tell you, oh, I had the meeting yesterday with their parents, and he was just talking about how much you helped him, and that feels so great.
That feels good.
Yeah, and I can help people, and then also it feels good for me. It helps me, you know, it knows that makes me know that I'm doing something good for someone else. Just let me know.
Well, I'd love to hear how the Color Guard in Dos Pablos High School is doing, because you know, we just really want to support all the schools around this area and all the kids and the teens and the older kids.
Everybody.
Yeah, because that's what Tutu Time is about. So
Dreams, you're the young stars of
Time.
Bye from Tutu Time.
Yeah, bye-bye, Angelina. Thank you so much.
It was so great to meet you. Thank you.
I would love to have you on again. Bye. I hope you enjoyed Tutu Time this month that you just were watching. And now it's my segment where I get to see the artists, actors, producers, directors, all the wonderful, talented people that come through our US Bands Co-op, Foreave Stars International. Name is Krista. Yes, you got it. Krista Dressbach. A lovely name. And so I want to welcome her to our segment of For the Artists.
Well, thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
That's
And you?
wonderful. I'm doing great. I am absolutely enthralled with the paintings that you bought
Well, thank
to
you.
show us, or brought, I should say. Probably bought them already, right? So you can sell them. Is that what your wonderful, what would you call it, a boutique? No. It's Art and Soul, though, correct?
It's Art and Soul of Santa Barbara, and it's primarily Santa Barbara artists, but I've expanded it to the surrounding areas, such as Los Osos and San Luis Obispo, Venice,
Wonderful.
to bring in other people in California. It's a lot of surf art, and it's reasonable priced from $90 up to $7,000. So
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah, but it's not just art. It's also jewelry and pottery and fused glass and blown glass.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Oh, my goodness. I know a young fellow who blows glass. He's also a bass player. Timmy Smith out there. You better get to meet Krista Drasbach and show us some of your pieces. But he started and just, at home with his parents. They gave him a shed or something, and he started blowing glass.
That's wonderful. Wow, that's wonderful.
But he's very young and he loves it. And
Well, I'm always
Thrilled.
looking for new people. I'm always transitioning. Right now, my gallery, I just pulled down a bunch of paintings, a bunch of artwork, and different things are going up. And it took some time. It's an ebb and flow. Like some people that I started with, they went on to different, venues or different adventures in life, and then other people have come, and it just people ask me how do you get your artists on Craigslist for artists, but I have people walk in, I have people that are friends of friends that come in, but basically the people that are there now are just basically family to
Right,
me.
to you.
I mean, half of them don't even have an inventory. It's all under trust.
right.
So
Oh, wonderful.
yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's exactly what you wanted it to be, really.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
Exactly.
Like your dream. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say this was your dream? Or just one of them?
My dream was actually a surf shop.
You might have done it.
But
Did you used to surf?
well,
Oh,
I
had a
paddle
brother?
board. I paddle. Well,
Oh,
my
you
brother,
paddleboard.
my brothers, my
surf.
brothers surf, and
Okay.
I have one brother that still surfs and lives in Buellton, and because we're local. I grew up in Goleta, so
Right. That's awesome.
yeah. So it's but when I looked at what it would cost to open a surf shop, that wasn't going to happen.
No,
So,
had to
and,
have too much to.
Yeah,
to
I wanted a surf shop that was geared towards women 30 and over.
Wow.
Because
Well, that's awesome.
yeah, and with jewelry and nice clothes, but because a lot of women are intimidated to go into surf shops.
Are they really?
Well, I think so. Older women and stuff,
What,
because
to
it's just
buy clothes, you mean, in there?
anything,
Or
anything, just to
well,
go
I suppose
in.
it would be intimidating
Yeah.
to walk out with a
And-
surfboard.
And I'd be surfing or paddling, and women would, and I'd have my dog on the board, and they'd come up to me and ask me, to either teach them or or yeah,
Really?
and that was happening a lot. And so I was
This is,
like,
and this
oh.
was when you were younger?
No,
or
this was like a year and a
recent?
half ago.
Oh, really? So the dream, the idea only...
It just popped, yeah,
oh,
it just
that's
came.
trippy,
Just,
that's
yeah.
trippy.
And, but then it just kind of transformed. I have a friend that's a jeweler. Actually, her name's Joni Hiroshima, and she made
What a
these
great
jewelry.
name. So is she from Japan, or is it just...
No, she's from here, but
she's
her family's from Japan.
Yeah, okay. They're very
And,
beautiful.
Yeah,
Very nice.
they're all local, her family, and her jewelry was so beautiful, but she wasn't selling. And I said, I have to open up a shop for your jewelry, and then the surf shop didn't really pan out. And she said, well, why not a local gallery, you know, like with consignment? And I said, okay.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But okay, so oh, well, it's too rude to ask if you're
No.
making it down there with the rent. I wonder, I mean, because I know you're right on State Street somewhere, aren't you? You've got a
Well, I'm
suite.
on State, but it's back
Gosh.
in the courtyard of
Okay.
Victoria.
Right.
It's in Victoria Court. I'm right below
Is it
Soho.
number 7?
It's number 7.
Right.
But and it's.
Oh, you're below Soho.
I'm right below Soho.
Wow,
So
you can't miss that, guys.
mm-mm.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah.
Art and Soul. I've
Yeah.
never been in there.
Probably
You've been open how long?
a year, and I'm open late
possible.
until 8 o'clock.
Oh, I bet we've been in there.
So I get a
Or
lot
looked
of
at
the
at least
Soho.
from the outside when we went to Soho.
Oh yeah,
Because it's probably a very pretty shop.
it's very pretty.
Right, so you'd be like inclined to stop by it and look.
Oh yes.
So you're saying that this dream only started a year ago? I mean, you didn't, or did you always sort of have the idea that you were an entrepreneur kind of person, and
always
therefore you
wanted-
could do a
yeah.
business? You always wanted to do.
I always wanted to do
business.
something for myself
Right, right.
because I really didn't really get along with many bosses.
You're born in Goleta? Born at the Cottage
I was
Hospital?
born in Santa Barbara at the cottage,
Oh, wow.
and my grandmother was a nurse there.
Wow.
Yeah, and cool with the art because a lot of the artists are either I know them from other people, or they've surfed with my brother,
Or you went to school with
or
them. Or their families, maybe.
or yeah, exactly. Like
to
there's
school
some
or you
kind of
knew their family.
intertwining something where,
Wow.
yeah, and that's what's really cool about the place, and it's like people come in and they're just very comfortable. You know, they're just really
feel
comfortable.
good.
Yeah, and I feel at home. You know, I
Right.
really just feel at home. And then
Wow.
and then I see different art, you know, and then I have artists that I you know, I'm like, oh, I really like this, but you know, I don't have time to do it. So I'm like, you know what, why not do, like this one, this was actually a necklace.
Right.
And I asked, her name's Felicia, and she
Yeah.
goes to Bali all the time. And I asked her to make a bracelet because I started wearing her necklaces
Right, so
as
you-
bracelets.
yeah.
And so she started making them, and she had these made in Bali, the button pennants.
Is it like a shell? Or?
It's just a button.
Oh, yeah.
It's sterling silver.
It's got a little heart in it. Nice.
She works with a silversmith in
Oh,
Bali.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so,
Does she travel back and forth, or
Uh-huh.
does she do it from here?
most of my artists they do other things. Photograph that's on aluminum is actually from Dave Orius, and he's actually a physician here in town. And then this is actually from, you know, I actually don't know what he does. His name is Nathan Gibbs, and he's from Laguna Niguel, and I love his stuff. I absolutely love his stuff, and I wanted him for the longest time, but this isn't his primary work. You know, I mean, he does something else
he
to
does
like,
something else like
yeah.
everyone does,
So
yeah.
which takes the pressure off them of having to have it too expensive
Right.
for people. So, and that's what's nice.
Well, I remember when I was in Bali, there was a place there called Ubud, and it was where all the artists lived.
That's exactly where she does her silversmith.
That's exactly
That's
where she does it,
exactly.
yeah, okay.
Which
Because I went to that village and
That's
checked
exactly,
it out.
yeah. Which is cool because then it supports their village,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, it supports the whole of Bali, actually.
Exactly.
Because that's just one village in Bali.
Exactly.
And they have called themselves Ubud, which means artist village.
Oh, I didn't know.
Apparently, that's what I was told.
So
I did not know
I don't
that.
know if they were just saying, "Oh, it's Ubud. That's where the artists live."
I just learned something.
But you know, over the years, I do believe they've said, "Oh, that means Artist Village."
I'm always looking for, in fact, right now I'm looking for more sculptures and more bronze work and more like high-end glass and blown glass and all that stuff. So, and I'm always looking for new jewelry.
What's in store for you if we say, you know, the future? What do you think? What is going on, like from now to whenever?
Well, I do first Thursdays every month. I have live music and food and wine every first
Nice.
Thursdays.
Hear that, everybody? Every first Thursday.
At Art and Soul of Santa Barbara. It's at 1221 State Street, and it's in the Victoria Court, below Soho. I also want to say Chris Potter is one of my artists, and he's amazing.
Which is his?
And his are the oils on the bottom, and he just brought me a bunch of new paintings, and he's the most wonderful guy in the world.
That's Chris Potter.
And he does plein air, which means he paints on site. So he can paint like a wedding picture, like literally while you're getting married.
While you're getting married. How amazing. That's Chris Potter.
His name's Chris Potter, and he's the most wonderful guy in the world.
Next is our musician segment, and I'm not sure who's on, but I know that we're going to have a great musician. So stay on Santa Barbara, TVSB, and keep watching the Mini Woodstock Festival, and go to Art and Soul and see Krista the first Thursday of the month. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Hello, I hope you're still on TVSB, Channel 17. We're at the musician segment of the Mini Woodstock Festival. And I have an incredible superstar of Santa Barbara. Everybody knows this guy, and probably way out there too in other places that I don't even know about. But his name everybody knows, and I'm very excited to have him. He's going to give us lots and lots of fun tonight. Let me introduce to you now, Rick Reeves. Good to meet you, Rick.
Nice to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you for
yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. So Rick is one of our superstars from the U.S. bands, including Co-op in Santa Barbara, and I'm really excited. So tell us a little bit about you, Rick. I mean, where were you born, you know, your family, and so on.
I'm a transplant, actually, from Illinois.
Oh, wow.
I was born and raised just outside of East St. Louis.
Oh, nice.
So I'm from the land of where the blues are from, you know.
Right,
So
right.
that's kind of, I heard Muddy Waters on the radio as a kid, you know, so that's kind of where it all started. So grew up there, and
How about your family? Were your parents, anybody musical, or?
my mom played the piano when I was a kid, and then one day my dad brought a stereo home. So that was his contribution, and it was a mighty contribution, let me tell you. So
that was the very beginning. So this is how old were you then?
I was just telling someone about this the other day. I must have been 4 or 5, because I remember distinctly my Lionel train set and my dad moving it out of the way to bring the stereo in. And I remember when I had my train set, and that's kind of how I associated it. So I could tell you the date, but I better not.
So you started listening to records at a young age. That's probably what it was.
Big
And then-
band,
okay.
and a lot of jazz, a lot of the old blues stuff,
Blues.
a lot of 78s in my grandma's house.
Oh, wow, yeah. So how did you have family? You know, any siblings?
I got 2 younger brothers. Other than that, I'm an only child.
Okay, because you're the older one. But so, it's St. Louis, right? So how did you get to Santa Barbara, and what brought you here, and when did you start playing the guitar? Because this man plays many instruments and has many guitars.
I thought I'd serve my country, and I enlisted in the military in '73.
Wow.
So I thought I'd go to Nam. I didn't go to Nam, but I am a Nam era veteran. And I ended up getting stationed in Arizona.
Oh.
And then my brother was in the Army in Shreveport, and he's a year younger than me, and one murderous bass player. And he drove to Yuma, and then we both went to LA, where my dad had a business. So in '78, we're working for my dad doing construction during the day, Hollywood at night.
Wow.
Back in the day.
Yeah, well, 1978 was when I started Foreave Stars International in Santa Barbara. So you were like on your way doing your music at that point.
Yeah.
So
So when did you actually start playing guitar then? How did that come about in your life? Was your father the person who gave you the guitar? How did that happen?
I, at the time, that's going to sound stupid, but ukulele was huge in the 50s. You could get a ukulele and you could just play. So my mom had a ukulele laying around, and I dug it out. What's this? I dug it out of the closet, and then we got it tuned. The next thing you know, I knew some chords, and then I got a Creedence record. And a Creedence record didn't sound like that ukulele. And for me to play down in the corner, I had to have a guitar, and it turned out like a week later, I saw Creedence on American Bandstand, and they played down in the corner. And from that moment on, I would bug my mom, gotta have a guitar, gotta have a guitar. Remember the old days when they had trading stamps? You go in and get a gallon of gas for 23 cents.
What they called green stamps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
S&H green stamps, that was my first guitar, was 2.5 books of green stamps. It was a Harmony 5-star.
How amazing. How
That was my
amazing.
first guitar.
And that's what Mum said, okay, you can have it with the green stamps, or did you save them up?
I worked so I could
Save
I
the
could
green
sort of
stamps.
commandeer 2 books worth of stamps to get that thing. Everything was good
amazing.
until about a month later when my mom came home one day and the guitar was really loud because I had cut a hole in it and put a pickup in it.
Oh.
Things deteriorated quickly, but on the other side, we took the guitar to school, and then I ended up playing with the bands in school and stuff. So
Oh.
that would have been the late 60s by then.
Yeah.
Graduated 8th grade in '69. And so you know what the music was back then. It was life.
Yeah, oh gosh.
It was
It was
beyond
so what we loved.
what it is today. It was part of our life. There were 3 channels on TV, and there was just so much less to do. And especially when you're a young kid in the cornfields in Illinois, you thank the Lord for a guitar and a basement. That was good enough for me.
Sounds incredible.
That's how I started. One day my uncle brought a guitar in. Before I got the guitar too, right then, my uncle had a guitar on the kitchen table. I'll never forget my mom says, "Don't touch that. A string will break and it'll put your eye out." The typical. And as soon as she left the room, I stuck my hand up there and went boom. I went, oh, and I was in love. So that's the first time I played a guitar was 1 string on my uncle's guitar. And I had to have one. It was a Gibson.
Wow.
It might have been like a J45. It was tobacco sunburst, had a rosewood neck, and didn't have any binding, had dots. I remember that. And it had the old Gibson strip logo. So I'm thinking probably that guitar was made in the early 50s.
Wow, that's amazing. So your uncle played too.
Yeah.
So basically this music
Well, my
field
uncle
was in
wasn't
your family.
He wasn't around a whole lot. He was actually a naval admiral in the Pentagon.
Oh, so he was also in the military.
He was in Norfolk a lot, but he came
Services.
through to visit my grandma, and then obviously saw my mom,
Yeah.
his sister and stuff, and that's when I saw that guitar at my grandma's house.
And you knew that was it. You were gonna be a guitar player.
Had a feeling, but I just was transfixed.
Let's bring it to Hollywood. You're now in Los Angeles. Did you move there with your dad? Is that what you said? Because you
My
came,
dad had his business,
and your brother.
and then we moved in with him. It was in just all around the suburbs of L.A. And then the band got good, and we actually rented a house in Sherman Oaks. In those days, there was kind of 2 bands. My entity, my brother on bass, and a drummer. We thought we were going to put Rush out of business, right? And then my brother was in a band that's still going to this day. He's not with him anymore, but it's a band in Los Angeles called Masterworks.
Oh.
2 guitars, really good guys. And my brother played in those guys. I played drums actually for those guys briefly. And then about 80 or so, I kind of migrated to Ventura.
Okay.
And that is how I ended up in this area. And I spent 30 years in Carp. I've been in Santa Barbara the last 8. So I've been here about 40 years.
40 years. Yeah, 40 years. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, I've been here since 1978. I go, wow, 40 years, I guess.
No, I was right behind you.
Yeah, that's a long time. It's funny. So now you're in Santa Barbara. So so you moved to Santa Barbara then, almost like straight away. So what
No.
happened to all the bands you were with then?
Well, I got to tell you,
Couldn't play with them.
I got a gig at the Palms in
Oh,
Carpinteria.
you did?
And this is like 80, 81, something like that. I stepped off stage during a break, and I'm just standing on the dance floor, and I said, what a nice town. This girl walks up. She goes, and there's a building in my apartment for rent. I moved in that Saturday,
Oh, my goodness.
and I stayed up until 8 years ago.
I always loved Carpinteria. It always seemed to me like a little Aussie town, you know, because I was born in England, but I was raised in Australia. And the beach towns are very much like the way Carpinteria looks.
A lot of musicians in Carp, a lot of good people. I've been part of the Avocado Festival every year.
Yeah, we played at it one year, as we are, didn't we? You get married?
Did meet a girl in Austria.
Of course, leaving
And
home.
oddly enough, the name of the place was called the Neue Amerika, which translates to the New America.
Nice.
It was this little, gorgeous little guest house right on this place called Lake of Constance. They call it the Bodensee. And it's this lake where you have, for you folks watching at home, it's this lake, and then Austria's here, Germany's here, Liechtenstein, Switzerland. It's right in the middle of all that.
Okay, I must have, yeah,
So,
I went through.
I
went
stayed in a
through
place
all
called
those
Bregenz.
places. Yeah, Bregens.
And Z.
I went, yeah.
And Z,
I
Bregenz.
went through there.
That's
I went through
beautiful. Is
there.
that not beautiful?
Yeah,
Is that
oh,
one of the most beautiful places on this face of this planet?
I loved Innsbruck too.
Innsbruck.
Innsbruck, we met some people and a very nice family couple, and we ended up staying at their house. They had like an apartment downstairs, and they let us stay there for a bit, and then we continued up. But all that scenery to the north of Italy is like unbelievable.
The best way to
It's
go to Italy
breathtaking. That is that way.
is that way. You go through the Gotthard Pass. That's
Yeah.
where they film The Sound of Music, and you just take a tour bus
Yeah, you
and
could.
go into northern Italy and hit
Yeah,
the.
yeah.
Oh, I
It's
just.
just so beautiful. It's very beautiful. So you were doing gigs in Europe in those places? Nice.
Actual tours.
Wow, nice. Who was it that signed you then?
Polydor.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So
The
what was
Europe Polydor.
what was the name of the band? Would we know?
The Rick
band?
Reeves Band. Actually, back then,
they
this is
just
funny
keep
because I've come,
reviewing around,
I've come to know the guys in Canned Heat a little bit, and they were my idols when I was in high school because I love blues,
Right.
and they were like the perfect mix of rock and roll and blues to me. I love the rock, don't get me wrong.
Right.
So I called my band after one of their albums called the Future Blues. That's where I got the
Oh.
Future Blues from. So we toured Europe as the Future Blues Band.
Oh wow, that's a good name.
I like that name.
Yeah, that's a good name. So did you make records back then?
2.
Nice, yeah, okay. Because I know I made my record in 1982, and I did it all by myself, you know. And soon after that, the DVDs came out. It was like, oh, God.
I know, I was
That
telling
was pretty interesting, wasn't it?
one of my former students the other day, he goes, "What have you got recorded?" I said, "All my greatest hits are on this box of cassettes."
Because cassettes came out. I know, we did the same kind of thing.
I was right in the middle. I've been on vinyl, but none of mine.
Oh, okay.
And I showed one of my students yesterday my CD Glass Master from Switzerland.
Wow.
So-
I know, like, you go, oh my God.
This is
I
the
did
old
that
days.
In London, I was
There was
carrying this.
no such thing as an MP3 back then,
No,
or a
I
computer.
have no idea. But it's, you know, it was wonderful times,
Mm-hmm.
though, to be able to, like, have that feeling of doing, you know, like.
You
going-
didn't walk around going like this all day.
No, I know. No.
The world's
You
out
were
there.
like, no, listen to my new record.
Yeah, yeah.
So, great. That sounds wonderful. So, I just heard you say a student. So, do you teach now?
I taught for about 35 of those years I've been here.
Wow. What you do that? So, this is why you're an entrepreneur too.
Well,
Do you still teaching?
not much anymore. I've got a few. I've actually tutored 4 into Berkeley.
Wow.
And so I'll get that bragging right out there.
Yeah, for sure. That is wonderful to have a student.
I'm honored.
Yeah,
Because
you must
I can, anybody can show them the stuff, but when you have a connection with kids and they go home and they practice, and then that's the fruits of their labor, I couldn't be more proud. I couldn't be more happy for them and their families. It makes you feel so good.
Yeah, Michael Shiflett is a teacher. You
I
probably
know Mike.
Michael.
I was at Jensen's today. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah,
And
he was on the mini
Was he?
Woodstock last March.
Oh, he's a good
And
guy.
he said the same thing, the feeling that he gets, you know, when he sees his students actually getting what he's saying. And then they go on and he finds out later what they're doing. And he says it's just a really good feeling. He likes that because, you know, his brother is in the Foo Fighters. And it's sort of like, and he's brilliant too. You know, he's
He's an excellent guitar player.
Well, we're going to actually have some fun tonight and jam with Rick. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rick.